What's up YouTube, how's everyone doing today? This is Everything is Tech here, back with a review on the 27-inch 2011 model iMac. Now, of course, the iMac is a computer, so computers can do several things, but I'm really going to be going over some of the major things most people really want to know about the iMac. I'll be going over the speed test, I'll be going over the specs, screen issues, the ports, what I like about the iMac, what I don't like about it, and some other great stuff. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy the video. So first things everyone should know about the actual computer itself is that the iMac is an all-in-one computer. All-in-one computers are just the screen itself, and behind the screen is, everything that functions with your computer, like your memory, all your graphics cards, your disk drive, and everything. So it's just a whole all-in-one package, which, I think it's pretty explanatory. Now, the specs as far as that goes for the iMac, I just upgraded to the i7 3.4 gigahertz, and I went ahead with the AMD 2GB Radeon HD 6970 graphics card. And overall, as far as the specs go, I'm really satisfied with the iMac. Runs really smoothly, no problems whatsoever. So the iMac pretty much looks good in any situation you can put it through. I think it looks fabulous, especially on a wooden desk. The iMac looks awesome. Now, on the bottom part of the iMac is the whole chin, which actually does hold the Apple logo. And I don't know why, but many people want to get rid of the chin for the 2011 refresh. And to me, honestly, the chin really gives the iMac its shape and the color scheme and everything it has. So without the chin, I don't think the iMac would be the same. Right in the middle of the chin, right below the Apple logo, is where the memory compartment is, and that's where you can just pretty much unscrew that whole really small section and just add all the memory you can give. The iMac 27-inch can take up to 16 gigs of RAM, which is a pretty decent amount. To the sides of the actual compartment for the RAM is on the left and right. That is the speakers. Those are some really decent speakers. Nothing too great in my opinion, but they can actually go a little loud. They can definitely give some nice rocking experience. But honestly, in my opinion, if you buy a desktop, it's always worth spending about an extra $30 or $40 on some good speakers. So taking a look at the back of the iMac, I think it looks fabulous, and the silver finishing really adds to how well the iMac appeals to anyone who buys the iMac or just looks at the iMac. Now take a look at the bottom left corner on the iMac where all the ports are. Going from left to right, you have the audio 3.5mm input. This is where you plug in speakers or your headphones. Then right next to it, you have the audio line in, which is your mic input. Then you have 4 USB ports, and you have the next to the USB ports is the FireWire 800 port. And then next to the FireWire from left to right is, again, your 2 Thunderbolt ports, which are just new additions to the iMac. And you also have a gigabit Ethernet port in the end. So adjacent to the ports, on the bottom right hand corner of the iMac in the back is where your power button is located. So all the way on the right side of your iMac is at first the disk drive. This is a slot so you can just slide in a disk, any CD, DVD, whatever. And then right under that is your SD card, and it works really fine. And all the way on the top, and the exact pretty much in the middle on the top of the iMac on the black bezel is your iSight, which is again HD, it's improved. And right above, kind of in a 3D-ish angle, right above the flash or the iSight camera is your microphone, which the quality on the microphone, it's pretty decent. Again, I would rather prefer using my usual Samsung C03U microphone over that iMac microphone. Now, whenever you go ahead and make a purchase for your computer, you always want to know if it's fast enough for your needs. Now, I already have a separate video for the iMac and the MacBook Pro speed test, so definitely click the link right now below and enjoy that video. It's just a speed test with the iMac and the MacBook Pro. I boot the machines up, boot them down. I export, render, and import 1080p content. So I think it's a really great test and shows how well both computers, my MacBook Pro and my iMac, can handle, all the great tasks. So the 3 things I really do on my iMac is mainly the 3 things is video editing, photo editing, processing, and finally gaming on the iMac. I know that's kind of odd, but iMac, I think it runs the games I play fantastically. Of course, I didn't buy my iMac for the sole purpose of running games. I don't think that's going to be the best idea, but the iMac's my primary machine now. I used to have a Windows computer as my primary, but I switched to an iMac. I really love it. And for the games I play StarCraft, Team Fortress 2, Left 4 Dead, all that great stuff. And all those games run really fine on the iMac. I can max those games out to the settings and just play it as much as I want, and they all run fantastic. I actually have a few gaming test videos on YouTube, so you can click the video or somewhere down below right now, and you'll be taken to those videos. Now, as far as video editing goes, video editing on this computer is a breeze. Actually, just take a little bit of time if you're using iMovie to import the 1080p content. Again, I've actually done the test. If you actually did see that video, importing the 1080p video takes a little bit of time, but once you actually have that video in iMovie, if you're using iMovie to edit, editing goes by really fast, really smoothly. And again, if you plan to add more RAM in the future, maybe go with 12 gigs of RAM or 16 gigs of RAM, max the iMac out, I don't think you're going to have much problem as far as multitasking goes or anything like that. Finally, photos on this, again, it's just as video editing is. Photo, I edit RAW format, and RAW format editing is not that hard on the iMac. Runs smoothly again. And overall, I really think the iMac is a really capable machine. If you're just going to be doing day-to-day tasks, this machine is fine for you. It will run really smoothly. And if you're really doing what I do, like photo editing, video editing, or just do all the gaming and stuff, obviously, when I edit photos and videos, it isn't always professional. I mean, I'm not really professionally into that stuff yet. I'm not, experienced enough, I'd rather say. So, of course, if you just do it as a hobby, I think the iMac is going to be perfect. Even if you're professional, the iMac, if you add a little bit of RAM to it, maybe 12 gigs of RAM, you will be set for quite a bit of time. So, the speeds, I really love the speeds on the iMac. My iMac runs a 10.6.7 Snow Leopard operating system. I think it's really self-explanatory because everyone, knows about Snow Leopard. It's really easy to use, simple, fast, and really, there's not too much I can say about the Snow Leopard. I really have no problems with it. It always works fine, and especially since the iMac has the i7 processor and a really good graphics card, I think the operating system on the iMac is a breeze. If you can add an SSD card, SSD hard drive really soon in the future when you get your iMac, I think you'll probably have a really fast iMac. I know on Mac Rumors they've actually tested the iMac with an SSD and 16 gigs of RAM, and they've actually said that it is the fastest Mac ever. So that is really interesting, and I'll actually have a link to that article down below in the description bar. So there is a big issue with the iMac screens where some people's screens are kind of yellowish, more yellow than you'd actually expect it to be. And I know that is a really big problem. And personally, I haven't had that problem yet. I don't think so. I really haven't checked because, I really can't tell if there's a problem with my iMac screen. If there is, and actually begin to see the difference in the color, I'll probably definitely report it back to Apple. I'll probably get an exchange product. I do have the Apple Care warranty. And, if I don't see it and if I really can't tell from the naked eye, I'll let it be, because what are the chances if I return my iMac and I get an even worse display? So my personal advice for anyone who has the yellow tint issue is, if you have the tint issue and it's really that bad, it's noticeable, I would send it back to Apple and get an exchanged iMac, because you paid the money for it. You should definitely not have a defective iMac. That's just really odd. For those who actually had that problem with the yellow screen, but it's not that noticeable, I would just let the iMac be, and if, again, the situation begins to worsen, then I would definitely send my iMac back and get a new one. But, for the most part, if it's not that bad, just let it be. The only one dislike I have about the iMac, it's not really towards the iMac, it's just with the apps that the iMac runs on, is that most of the apps don't have virtual core processing. All the apps can't really run on the virtual cores that the iMacs have to offer. For example, I use Handbrake a lot, and whenever I encode movies with Handbrake, it usually takes me a longer time than I'd expect, because if I look at Activity Monitor and I have nothing open except for Handbrake, I see that Handbrake's only using about 45% of my 98% available processing speed percentage, and that's really irritating when you see that your iMac could be doing that task maybe 2 times faster, but it really isn't, because that Handbrake isn't compatible with the virtual cores. But eventually, if companies begin adding that support where the app can use the virtual cores that machines have to offer, I think the iMac would still really be worth even more of the money that it is right now. So final and quick words on the iMac is that it's been a great machine so far. I've had no problems with it. It runs really like a charm. I can do my day-to-day tasks in a breeze. Video editing, 1080p content, everything. The iMac handles it really, really well, and I'm really kind of shocked, just blast right through the content. Now, many people always wonder if they should spend that extra money on the warranty. My personal opinion is when you're spending about $2,000 on a machine, because, face it, by the time you upgrade your iMac and everything, you're going to be paying just about $2,000 or even more. For all that money you pay, would it really hurt to spend the extra $150 to get a warranty so you can protect your iMac, from any problems? And I mean, it really does pay off in the end. If you actually even have a bad display and you have to send it back to Apple after your warranty's up, with the Apple Care, I think Apple does it all for free. You don't have to pay a single penny. So that really does come in consideration. So this has been my review on the iMac. Try to really cover the main things everyone wants to know about. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe. It really helps me out. And thanks for watching my videos. Peace out.